Hello, YouTube. Sir Dragon X here. Today, we have a viewer request for a video on how to obtain Mexican citizenship. We're going to cover that in the video coming up next. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving into the requirements for obtaining Mexican citizenship. During my most recent live stream, a subscriber inquired about the process, sparking my interest, so I thought it'd be beneficial to create a detailed guide for anyone curious about embarking on this journey. Mexican citizenship can be acquired through three primary routes. Number one, citizenship by descent. Number two, the 2-year residency method. And number three, the 5-year residency method. Let's kick things off with citizenship by descent. This is the most straightforward pathway with no exams or language proficiency tests required. The key criterion? Having at least one parent who's a Mexican citizen. Previously, until May 17, 2021, your parent needed to be born in Mexico, but this law has evolved. Now, even if your Mexican parent was born outside of Mexico, you're eligible. You can apply through the Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores, or SRE, at a Mexican consulate abroad, obtaining what is known as citizenship by birth, akin to derived citizenship in other nations. Next on the list is the 2-year residency method. This is ideal for individuals who've resided in Mexico lawfully for a minimum of 2 years, and this route is particularly handy if you have Mexican ancestry but don't qualify for citizenship by descent. For example, you had a grandfather or a grandmother who was a Mexican citizen, but your parents never fixed their Mexican citizenship. Eligibility can be also extended to, number one, those married to a Mexican citizen. Number two, parents of a Mexican-born child. Number three, individuals from Latin American countries or the Iberian Peninsula, also known as Spain and Portugal. Or number four, those who've significantly contributed to Mexico in the fields like culture, arts, sports, or business. However, there's one caveat. You still need to pass a cultural and history test and demonstrate Spanish language proficiency. Note that in the 2 years preceding your application, you can't spend more than 180 days outside of Mexico. That's kind of why when you leave Mexico, you're required as a resident to check out and check back in. Now, stay tuned till the end of this video where I'll unveil a special exemption regarding the cultural and history exam. And last but not least, for those of you who don't align with the first two pathways, the 5-year residency method is your go-to. The primary requirement is residing in Mexico lawfully for at least 5 years, with the other prerequisites mirroring the 2-year residency method. Now, let's tackle the exams. Many find these challenging, especially the history and cultural exam. Capped at 10 minutes, it's conducted in Spanish, and the score of at least 8 of 10 is needed to pass. Following this, the Spanish language exam, encompassing an interview, reading comprehension, and a brief writing task, will be required. The cultural and history exam is very difficult, and many struggle with that exam. Even Mexican citizens that I've talked to that have been given questions from that exam said they would even fail. But here's a special exemption I hinted at earlier. If you're above 60, you're exempt from the cultural and history exam, though you're not exempt from the Spanish one. Now, what happens if you fail the exam? You can retake them, but after 2 unsuccessful attempts, a 3-month waiting period is imposed before you can reapply. All citizenship applications are processed by the Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores, or SRE. It's crucial to understand that Mexico differentiates between citizenship by birth and citizenship by naturalization. As touched on earlier, the citizenship by descent route grants you citizenship by birth, which is permanent and irrevocable by the Mexican government, even if you possess a citizenship elsewhere. However, Mexico will only recognize you as a Mexican citizen despite acknowledging dual citizenship. This excludes you from certain diplomatic protections given to foreigners within Mexico, even though you hold a citizenship from another country. Now, on the other hand, the 2-year and 5-year residency methods leads to citizenship by naturalization. Be mindful that this status can be revoked under certain circumstances, like acquiring a new nationality post-naturalization or residing outside of Mexico for over 5 consecutive years. Also, naturalized citizens may face restrictions in holding particular jobs or political offices reserved for citizens by birth. And there you have it, a comprehensive breakdown of acquiring Mexican citizenship, whether through the streamlined citizenship by descent or the more extended residency pathways. If you found this information useful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me to make content to help you. As always, until next time, stay safe and stay informed.